Hello everybody, welcome back to another edition of Homemade, and today you all, we are making, I love wings, so I'll just go ahead and say that. So I can't say that it's my favorite wing, but I actually love these wings. Now, we are going to make a garlic Parmesan wing, and we are going to make a homemade ranch dressing to go with it. Now, we are going to deep fry them, but we're not going to coat them in flour, and we're not going to do a slurry or anything like that. We are only going to season our wings, and we're also going to add cornstarch to it so we can have that crispy flavor. After we put our wings in, I'm going to show you how to make the ranch dressing, and I'm also going to show you how to make the garlic Parmesan coating for these wings. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and put my glove on. And you do want to make sure that you pat your wings as dry as you possibly can. Now that we've patted our wings dry, we are going to go ahead and put on our seasoning. And in here, you all, I just have some all meat seasoning from V's Catering. I'll leave the link in the description below. You all, it is an amazing seasoning. So I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of cornstarch to my chicken. And again, we are deep frying these. I already have my deep fryer ready to receive the wings, you all. It is heated, so I'm just going to toss these in there really well. And I like to just kind of lay mine out on the rack once I'm done seasoning. And we're going to just place these into our deep fryer just like this. After our wings finish cooking, we are going to toss them in our garlic Parmesan sauce. And again, the sauce is so simple and basic, but it tastes so good. And I'm about to show you how to make this easy ranch dressing. And you all, the dressing is so easy and so simple, but I promise you, it tastes so good. And once you make this, you'll think twice about buying ranch dressing out of the store. So, very simple, very few ingredients. So what we'll do, we'll take 1/2 cup of mayo. And I am using full fat mayo and full fat sour cream, also full fat buttermilk. Now, I'm making a buttermilk ranch. If you don't want the buttermilk ranch, leave the buttermilk out. Now, I'm going to put 1/2 cup of full fat sour cream. We have onion powder, and for these seasonings, you all, I just say salt to taste. But if you wanted to measure them, I would say start off with 1/2 teaspoon of each seasoning, and then you would add more to taste. So we're going to put in our onion powder. And for this, I am using garlic salt, so I won't put that much in. Now, if you want to use garlic powder, that's even better. We're going to put in a little dill weed. That's going to give it that kick. I do have complete seasoning, so if you wanted to use parsley at this stage, feel free. I'm going to put in my chives. And I like a lot of chives in mine, I really do. And I'm going to put in my cracked pepper. And if you were making a peppercorn, then you would actually want to use the cracked pepper. Now I'm going to put in a dash of lemon juice. You don't want to be heavy with your lemon juice. I typically put in maybe like 1/2 cupful. I'm going to stir this, and I can already see right now that I do want to add a little more chives and a little more dill. If you don't want a really loose dressing, you don't add in a lot of buttermilk. So the way that I add my buttermilk in is I continue to whisk it while I'm slowly pouring it in, and that shows me the consistency of my dressing. Because remember, you can always add to, but you can't take away. This is the consistency that I like my dressing. So I put in enough buttermilk. I'm going to set that to the side. Now I do want a little more tanginess, so I'm going to put in about another capful of my lemon. I'm gonna put in some more dill. Give this a quick whirl, and it is so pretty. You all, we literally just made homemade ranch dressing. We didn't use a pack. We only used seasonings that we had. Ranch dressing from sour cream, mayo, and buttermilk. I'm going to go ahead, put the lid on this, put it into the refrigerator because we are going to use it as a dip for our wings once they finish. I just added 6 tablespoons of butter to my pan, or should I say to my boiler. And you do want to melt that. Now, I'm going to be using garlic salt, onion powder, garlic and herbs, and I'm also going to be using these Catering herb blend, and I'll leave the link to that in the description. And we're going to use just some Parmesan cheese. Now, about 1 teaspoon of your onion powder. Since I am using garlic salt, I'm going to only use about 1/2 teaspoon. I want to make sure I stir that. And also, for this, you do want to make sure that your burner is adjusted to medium heat. You do not want this too high. Now, since I use garlic powder, and this is kind of salty, I'm only going to use about 1/2 teaspoon of this also. And the V's Catering herb blend. Now that I've got that mixed in, I am going to cut it off. I am going to add in my Parmesan at this stage. And for my Parmesan, you all, I'll put in about 1/4 cup because I am going to sprinkle more Parmesan over my wings, over them. Make sure I get out as much as I possibly can. I do like to sprinkle a little more Parmesan on mine and a little more garlic powder on them at this stage before I toss them. And I'm just going to put my lid on. Toss these really well. Because you want to make sure that you coat all of your wings. Those are our garlic Parmesan. We tossed our wings, and you all look at that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. They smell so good. And we have our homemade ranch dressing. Now, I am a flats person. So, I am going to go ahead and sample this. You all. Yeah. These wings are so good. And yes, I did put my bone back on my plate because these are mine. I'm going to eat them. You all, these wings paired with this ranch dressing, showstopper. When you try it, make sure you leave your comments, your pictures, everything in the comment section below. I want to know how the wings turned out for you. I want to know how the dressing turned out for you. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our channel if you want to keep seeing these easy homemade recipes, you all. As I always say, cooking, it's as easy or as hard as you make it. But I do promise you, if you keep it simple, just be yourself. Life in itself can be so much easier. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Homemade. And until next time, continue to be great.